We are gonna do what I like to call the 3-date test. So stop asking, does he like me? And start asking, do I even like him? Because if you're only gonna be focused on being chosen, you're not recognizing all the signs that you need to walk away. So let me give you a much better strategy, and we're going to call it the 3-date test. Hello, my single lovelies. It is Denise with Dating Food Talks, and it's Sunday, and we are doing a Sunday recap, meaning that one of my viewers has written to me, and she's telling me about her love life, and she wants me to help her clarifying what is tasty and not tasty. And I'm going to do that today because this one's interesting, okay? So she wrote me and she said, Denise, I keep attracting the wrong man. Okay. She said that she gets excited about the men that she's dating, but she wastes a lot of her time with her emotions and her energy. And then she sees within a few months, he really wasn't the right person for her. Hello, this is what this channel is all about, to stop wasting time with the wrong person. So she's asking me, how can I stop wasting time? And what I want to tell you is that you're asking the wrong questions. If you keep asking if he likes you, instead of asking yourself, does he qualify with my tasty and not tasty list? Remember something, you are dating with intention. You have to pay attention. So, excuse me, let's do on date 1 a character check, right? What does that mean? It means you're going to look for the person's character from the moment you're sitting at that table with him. Don't look for the chemistry. Don't look to see if you have the butterflies, because you're trying to see if you have an alignment. So that's what you want to look for. Does his words match his actions? Does he do what he says he's going to do? And most importantly, does he respect your no thank yous? If you say, like, I can't stay too long on this date, if you set up some small boundaries, just to test to see if he's following through on those actions with you. Because if a man is going to ignore the small little boundaries that you have, he will absolutely ignore the big ones later. So what's tasty and not tasty about this is you're looking to see, does he listen? Does he respect you? Does he follow through? Because his actions need to match his words. What's not tasty is he pushes a little bit. Like, he jokes around about your boundaries. He says one thing and then he does something completely different, right? Because that's not chemistry, all right? That is an absolute warning. So you want to do that on your first date. On your second date, let's do a little bit of a conflict test. And again, this is not to manipulate a man or anything like that. This is to see if you can continue going forward dating this person without wasting that time. And this is where a lot of women do make this mistake. We get a little bit agreeable, or a little bit more easygoing. We don't want to deal with any conflict. No. Date 2 is a conflict test. You want to bring up some small differences. You want to have a different opinion. You want to show you a little bit of a light boundary here. And then you want to sit back and watch. Does your date get dismissive? Right? Does he get defensive? Or is he curious about that? Because how a man handles small tension will tell you how he will handle the conflicts that will come up in a relationship. And we all know that happens. So tasty is if he's listening, if he's open to respecting your perception, right? He doesn't need to win. Not tasty is, he's argumentative about it. He's dismissing what you're saying. He's shutting you down, or he makes you feel like you're a little too much. That is not a strength. That is emotional immaturity. Date 3 is the intentional talk, right? You're dating with intention. So this is the time to set up that tone, because you don't want to have 6 months go by and say, to yourself, let's just see where this goes. No, that is a huge trap for you. So date 3 is have those deeper conversations. You don't need to demand it. You're not chasing. You're simply stating your standards. You're dating with intention. It's okay to tell somebody, I'm looking for something that is meaningful. And then sit back and watch and see how this person responds to you. Because if a man wants to be in your company and get to know you, he's going to rise to that occasion. He's going to rise to those standards. And a man who doesn't, he's going to hesitate. He's going to deflect. He's going to disappear. And guess what? That's okay, right? That's what we're here for. We don't want to waste any more time. So you want to look for the clarity. You want to have direction with intentional effort. Not tasty is, let's just see, where this goes. We don't have any labels. I want to see what happens down the road. Ladies, that is how you will waste your time. So I would love to hear if you can do this 3-date test. Okay? It's really important to know that you're not wasting any of your time. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste his time. Okay? All right. I'm Denise. Dating Food Talks always tells you the truth. Write me in your comments and let me know if you can do this 3-date test. Okay. Until next time.